The East African Military Games and Cultural events have been organized and hosted by partner states on a rotational basis. Rwanda hosted the 10th East African Military Games and Cultural event under the theme entitled One People, One Destiny. The first edition was held in Ugandan capital Kampala in 2005. Like any other competition, military games and cultural events have objectives.
The objective of the EAC Military Games and Cultural event is to contribute in building confidence among the EAC Defense Forces as stipulated in the EAC Protocol on Cooperation in Defense Affairs.
This year's edition brought together approximately 500 participants to compete in 5 sports disciplines, namely football, basketball, handball, netball, and cross-country race. 4 countries participated in sports and cultural events, with the absence of Burundi, which had lately sought more time for preparation, but other partner states were prepared to start the competition as planned. Before going any further, it is vital to take you through a brief description of Rwanda, the host country. Rwanda is a landlocked country situated in the heart of Africa. Its neighboring countries are Uganda to the north, Burundi to the south, Tanzania to the east, and the Democratic Republic of Congo to the west, and has a population of 11.78 million people, with the major economic sector being tourism and agriculture. Rwanda is a member of East African Community together with Uganda, Burundi, Kenya, and Tanzania. The 10th East African Military Games and Cultural events held in the Rwandan capital Kigali started officially on 8th August at Amahoro National Stadium. The opening ceremony was graced by high-ranking government officials. The Minister of Defense, General James Kabarebe, delivered a welcoming speech.
Like previous military games and cultural events that have preceded this one, this EAC military games marks yet another milestone in attainment of common commitment in pursuit of our leaders' vision and aspirations for a prosperous and secure East African region. Our leaders envisioned a future of the East African community as a region of one people, one destiny. This theme embodies the common hopes and aspirations of our people. A future where the region enjoys prosperity, peace, and security.
Speaking at the occasion, the Deputy Secretary General of the East African Community, Charles Njoroge, highlighted the significance of East African Military Games and Culture event.
Since 2005, we have held 9 editions, this being the 10th. We at the EAC Secretariat consider this to be a significant achievement, an indicator of the good progress we are making in pushing the integration agenda forward.
The crowd at Amahoro National Stadium were entertained by various famous artists, namely King James, Tom Close, and Urban Boys.
Jambo bwana, habari gani? Mzuri sana. Wageni wakaribishwa. East Africa hakuna matata. Jambo bwana.
Inganzongari Culture Troupe also exhibited cultural dances of other East African community member states. the Rwandan Army Band had the opportunity to entertain thousands of people who attended the ceremony.
There is sorrow. South Sudan, Juba. Rwanda, Kigali-Rwanda. Everybody think you will.
And the military parade followed thereafter. On the opening day of the military games, soccer fans also enjoyed an enticing game between Rwandan Army football team tussling it out against their Kenyan counterpart, a game which ended in favor of Kenya with a narrow victory of 1-0. In other fixtures, Uganda also managed to register victory, beating Tanzania 2-1 at Nyamirambo Regional Stadium, while the Tanzanians confidently beat Kenya at the same venue 2-1. Two rival teams, Rwanda and Uganda, battled at Nyamirambo Stadium, and Rwanda registered the first victory of 2-0. In another game, Uganda succumbed to defeat by Kenya 2-0. On the second day of the competition, athletes gathered at IPRC Kicukiro campus for cross-country, the 10-kilometer race. Kenyan fans had no reasons to be cheerful as their compatriots were crowned champions, winning gold medals both in men and women categories. Netball is a game commonly played in the East African countries. Tanzanians managed to defeat their arch-rivals Uganda, registering 29 goals with Ugandans scoring 27. The inexperienced Rwandan women were thrashed by Kenyans 43-22. Tanzania outplayed Rwanda by scoring 56-13 goals. The Ugandans outplayed Rwanda scoring 62, while Rwandans managed to score 24 times. Tanzanians are still dominating netball as they managed to record another win against Kenya, 38-33. The last game brought together Uganda against Kenya. Uganda beat Kenya 55-43. In netball, Tanzania was crowned with a gold medal. Uganda won silver, Kenya was awarded bronze medal, and Rwanda settled in the 4th position. Military personnel in East Africa also enjoy playing basketball. In the military games held in Kigali, Kenya defeated Uganda by 69-51 points, while Rwanda beat Tanzania by 78 out of 64 points. Rwanda also narrowly beat Uganda by 67 points to 63. The most awaited game was between Rwanda and Kenya. The Kenyans dominated the biggest part of the game, but eventually Rwandans had the last laugh as they defeated their opponent by 75 out of 70 points. Tanzania lost Uganda 73-57. Rwanda was awarded gold medal. Kenya won silver. Uganda won bronze medal, while Tanzania was 4th in this competition. Handball is another sports discipline which attracted many people. Kenya beat Uganda 43-35 goals, while Rwanda clinched victory against Tanzania, scoring 27 goals and their opponents netted 24. Finally, the Ugandans emerged victorious against Rwanda, scoring 30 goals to 26. Kenya was crowned champions with a gold medal. Uganda secured the second position, winning silver, while Rwanda was awarded the bronze medal and Tanzania was fourth in the group. The event is not only about games, it is also an opportunity for participants to visit various sites. High-ranking officers visited the Kivu methane gas plant in Karongi district. The EAC military contingent did not only visit touristic sites, but also had a tour at Giso's Genocide Memorial Site, where over 250,000 victims of the 1994 genocide against Tutsi are laid to rest. In an interview with Azam TV, delegates from partner states expressed their impression about the organization and hospitality of Rwanda, the hosting country.
The organization has been very wonderful. It has started as per program, and each event went with good timing, and everything went well really. The organization is good. Since the reception, the teams, the way they are received, for example, Tanzanians, they were received from the border, and the whole thing, including even the material, you provided good facilities, transportation, so it went very well.
The organization of the activities based on the planning conferences that we had before that, and I must say they have been excellently executed in accordance with the plan that arranged them.
I must say that we are very impressed by the organization. We've seen the hospitality of the Rwanda people. The accommodation is superb. We're very, very happy. And generally the feeding, the transport, we are very impressed. And we promise when Rwanda come to Kenya, we'll do the same. We're very happy.
One of the objectives of the East African Military Games is to strengthen friendship and cooperation.
Actually, I also am very much impressed in this edition, the 10th edition. You see, this has been manifested through the accommodation, the way you have all teams accommodated in one place. So they interact in the games, they interact in where they sleep, where they feed. Very wonderful, very wonderful.
Kano Mutege, a delegate from Kenya, also appreciates the level of hospitality of Rwandans.
Hospitality, first of all, what I've liked very much about hospitality is the common citizen of the Rwanda, whether military or non-military. They have been very friendly to us. They have been having very good attitude towards the visitors around, and that has given us very good encouragement that we are at home. It doesn't matter how far we have come from.
Judy Njeru, Senior Assistant Director in EAC in charge of Defense Affairs in Kenya, observed the involvement and participation of women in the 10th East African Military Games and Culture event.
I want to start even right from preparations. During the planning meetings, we had the involvement of women. And when we come to actual activities, the games, they've really participated. And I must say that they're giving a good view of how we talk about gender balance. They're really doing it very, very well. And I'm particularly impressed by the netball, all kind of games, really cross-country. I'm happy, and generally, I think we are representing the women of East Africa in a good way.
The chairman of the organizing committee of the host nation, Brigadier General Ferdinand Safari, proudly reiterates that the event was successful and the organizing committee lived up to expectations.
So our expectations were really put into three categories. One is at the strategic level. At the strategic level, we want to achieve the togetherness to foster the integration process as highlighted in the East African Defense Protocols. And the theme of one people, one destiny was the keyword that everybody should take home. So up this time at the strategic level, I believe we have achieved our objectives. Then at the organization level, as said, in our preparation started way back in January, and it laid the kind of foundation for the conduct of the games. So we are following each step smoothly and with no problem. Then the last level is maybe what I can call the execution phase. So these are the games, the competitions. For sure, the competition have been carried out up this time in a friendly, brotherly, sportsmanship levels. So we didn't have no record of indiscipline. Everything is going as planned and in the East African spirit.
17th August marked the end of the 10th East African Military Games and Cultural event in the Rwandan capital, Kigali. The closing ceremony was held at Amahoro National Stadium with a high attendance of thousands of people who turned up to witness the end of the 10-day event in the presence of high-ranking military officers in the region and government dignitaries. The crowd was entertained by popular local artists such as Butera Jean d'Arc, commonly known as Knowles, Tom Cruise, and King James. Soccer lovers were waiting eagerly for Rwanda to play against Tanzania, the game which ended in favor of Rwanda with 1-0. The parade was staged to entertain not only military personnel present at Amahoro Stadium, but also civilians. As a custom in Rwanda, on the occasion of closing such ceremony, culture troops must entertain the crowd. Inganzo Ngari drew the attention of thousands of people at Amahoro Stadium with impressive traditional dancing. Awards were handed over to participating athletes in accordance to their performance in cross-country race, handball, netball, and basketball. The competitors in football received their awards later. The event drew closer to the end. In his remarks, the Chief of Defense Staff, General Patrick Nyamvumba, pointed out that the intended objectives of the 10th East African Military Games were successfully attained.
As we all witnessed, the games have not only been exciting, but also brought out the best of each and every team's best. We gather here today to celebrate what has been truly a period of great achievements. As we mark the end of this year's military games and cultural event, we must stop and reflect on what has really been achieved. This year's event, like the previous ones, was hosted in the same spirit of harmony and unity among our defense forces. The event, though competitive by the very nature of the games, brought us closer to our held ideals of brotherly, sisterly forces for the people of East Africa. I'm certain that in each game, our citizens watched with pride as their defense forces competed with this spirit of oneness and togetherness, with the unique goal of fostering defense cooperation. As defense forces, we are continuously reminded of the invaluable contributions these acts of oneness among our countries make in ensuring that our region is secure. The bond established on the field transpires across the forces and the nations. This unity displayed through the various acts of cooperation is a testimony of how seriously we take the mission assigned to us by our leaders.
The Deputy Secretary General of the East African Community, Charles Njoroge, revealed how holding military games on a regular basis fosters integration and cooperation among partner states.
The successful conclusion of Military Games and Cultural Event 2016 is another demonstration of the long-standing and now rapidly growing comradeship and networking among our defense forces in the region. The event affirms our resolve to work together to promote stability and security in the East African region. The success in holding regular ESC military games is also a living testimony that ESC integration is moving towards greater levels in widening and deepening the cooperation.
The Minister of Defense, General James Kabarebe, commended the participants for making the event a success through their relentless efforts displayed during games.
While each individual in each of the teams fought fiercely to score an extra goal and to run fastest race to raise our national flags, collectively our national flags constituted a single winning flag, the flag of EAC, that symbolizes a collective unit of people. I take this opportunity to congratulate all participants. Through your exceptional talent and hard work, you spent every bit of your energy from training sessions through the competitions to make the 10th EAC Military Games and Cultural Event a success we are witnessing today.
An important exercise that followed the speech of the guest of honor was the handing over the East African Community flag over to the Chief of Tanzania Defense Staff by his Rwandan counterpart, General Patrick Nyamvumba. The event at Amaro Stadium concluded by lowering of flags of East African partner states. A few hours later, participants gathered at Kigali Conference and Exhibition Village, formerly known as Kan Kigali, for the gala dinner. Gifts were presented to partner states in recognition for their participation and support to Rwanda, the hosting country. The dinner was characterized by good moments of joy through cultural dance by Inganzongari Cultural Troupe. An after-action review report was signed by partner states at Lemigo Hotel. The chairperson of the 10th East African Military Games and Cultural Event, Brigadier General Martin Kemwaga, was impressed by the level of organization of this year's edition and urged the next hosting country to emulate the example set by Rwanda.
What I can say that the Rwanda, they've set a very good degree on these games. Of course, the standards were high, officiating, administrative one. So what I can say, the next host nation, they'll just learn from Rwandese.
One of the values of Rwandan culture is to offer good hospitality and care to all people visiting the country of 1,000 hills. This was fully observed throughout the 10th edition of the Military Games and Culture event.